Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series in the Kai MPC, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Owned Larpo writes in and wants to know about polymeters on the MPC with a sequencer, in particular how to take clips that are of different length and record them to the arranger. I'm going to show you a couple of things I would try and some of the issues with it, and then my suggestion to try and work around. So first up, for those that don't know, a polymeter is going to be basically something that you're going to loop that has where you potentially have multiple tracks that are all different lengths, and basically like they will come in and out of sync as you play them for a long enough amount of time. So up first, we're going to go expansions. I'm just going to load a few different things. Doesn't terribly matter what they are as long as I get them into new tracks. I'm going to go 4 tracks. And that should be good enough. I'm just going to pick a different sound out of each one. So first up, I'm going to go into the arranger. I'm just going to delete all these extra clips because we don't, whoops. I'm just going to delete them all because we don't really need them. And they're just going to be in the way. Now, the reason why you want these to be different clips is you may want to have each part of your polyrhythm have different lengths and be able to move it around pretty seamlessly. If you're in this view, you can just hold down and create a clip. Otherwise, I'll show you what you need to do here. But for folks that don't know or haven't played with this, the left tab is what track you're on, and the right tab is basically what row you're on in the matrix view. So by default, the very top is your arranger. That's where you're going to be doing a lot of your song work as you're trying to actually build out a song traditionally. But you also have these clips. And if you look here, when you select the clip, you have a length. Let's say I want to make a 2 quarter note to start. So I'm just going to go 0 2 0. That allows me to do like a boom, boom, clap, and be done with it. That will loop forever. So I've got a 2-bar sequence, but I've got 2 beats. Nothing fancy. And right now it's not going to sound super interesting, but as we start getting into polyrhythms, let's say we want to make the next clip here. I'm just going to go tap create clip, and you'll see if you're like on any empty slots, you can either record at a various length, or you can just come in and tell it what you want. Let's say we want hats, and I want that to be 3 beats, 3 quarter notes. And I'm going to play it however I want, but and you might not play this, but I'm just to illustrate this kind of where the hats line up with the kick and snare is going to keep moving over time. That's just the way that the polyrhythm is going to work. So basically you just take all the bass numbers for beats, multiply them by each other. That's how many beats it's going to require. You're going to find with even numbers, because you can factor them out, they're going to not repeat as much. But if you use odd numbers, the more that you add, the more multiplicatively you have variations on your loop. And you can even see here, like I could program this into the XOX style sequencer. We're skipping the last 4 16th notes. So let's keep going, and we'll create another clip. So we've got 2, we've got 3, let's go 5. And that will just be dialing in down to 1:1. So we've got 5 quarter notes of room. So like maybe do like a snare tom kind of roll. I don't know. And again, like this is just going to kind of move in and out where it's lining up and syncing with other content. And we'll just do one more. So we'll come in, create, and let's do 7. So it'll be 1 and 3. So I found sometimes this works, about 10 to 20% of the time, recording from clips to the arranger. How do we do that? Well, my understanding, the correct way to do this, and it works normally, but with Polymeter content it doesn't do what we want, but effectively what we want to do is go to the arranger or go to matrix, make sure we're playing stuff and that it's kind of looping and doing its own thing. We've got that so far. So if we come back to main and if I hold down record, we want to say to arranger. So when we do our record, it's going to take the content from the clips and record to the arranger. The problem here, I'm just going to hit stop, is it does weird things that will carry over into, because it basically has to play the full content and it will loop back over to the start of the 1-1, which is not what LARPO and most people want. And then that's going to require you to have to do further editing and like either muting tracks or stuff. But as an example, I'm going to go multiply this out to an 8-bar loop. So let's say the requirement is to come out to bar 5 in the middle. I'm going to hold down record, go to arranger, and I'm just going to hit play. If I hit play start, it's definitely going to do 1-1, but if I hit play, it's going to go and record it out. And let's say I want to stop at the 8-3-8-4 time frame. All right. So before we were 1-1, it should have stopped recording to the tracks. But now if I go to the arranger, what we'll see is we'll see that there's nothing in the 1-1. But if I hit play, oh, I actually got to switch over from matrix to arrange view. Oh, see, it did it this time. It should start at the 4 or 5.1. There we go. As I said, like sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not totally sure why, but if you basically hit record and stop recording near the end, I probably am missing some of the notes. It just didn't loop them back to the beginning, because I think what it's doing is it's actually taking the track, for lack of a better word, sequence that is looping, and then it kind of looping it and playing it back into the beginning. Anyway, the other suggestion that I have for how to deal with this, I'm going to hit undo. So we have nothing on the arrangement, is to go new track and create an audio track. And then we can take and resample everything that we have down to an audio loop and dump it in the audio track. The way to do this is you're going to go tap menu and we're going to come over here, go looper. And we just need to, before playing, go all the way to the end. And if you, with the USB, you're going to have a lot, but go resample LNR. And then I want to go back to matrix. I want to make sure we're playing our clips. And if I then go menu, looper, and say we want to record 4 bars, I can just turn this on, hit play start, and we're now recording audio as the content that we just played. It makes it a lot easier to manipulate and work with, honestly. Now it's playing louder because we're now playing the tracks and the looper. So I'm going to go export to track, and I'm going to say audio track 1. I don't want to go to a clip. I want to go to the arranger, and we're going to export it there. Now, from here, I'm going to hit track mute. We can mute all of these. We don't need them anymore. Or just go slip them over into the arrangement if you want to do that as well. It just depends on how you want to manage your sound. But from here, if I go main and I go to this audio track, go to grid, and we can see that we put it at the 1, and that's not where LARPO wanted it. I'm just going to grab the little arrow, select cursor, and drag this into the 4.1. And now the reason why we're hearing it play is we still have the content in the looper. So let's go clear that. And if we go back to the, it doesn't matter if we do a ranger or not, but if I come back to grid edit, if I hit play, it's going to be silent. We're not playing anything because we've muted those other tracks. And again, if you don't want to mute them, you could go back to the matrix and play the arranger, and that will also get rid of this problem. But come back, hit play. You can see in the timeline for this audio track that has our polyrhythmic drums, or not polyrhythmic, polymeter drums, it's going to start playing. And then when it gets to the end, it's going to loop around and start at the 1-1. So I know it's not ideal or perfect, but my suggestion's going to be, if you have polyrhythmic, even polyrhythmic, polymeter content, if the MPC's working weird, take it and resample it and then put it in the timeline where you want it. You can mute and unmute tracks. So if you don't want everything here, or you want to be able to do it as multiple tracks to work with for audio tracks, just mute out and resample the ones that you specifically want and then deal with it that way. Anyway, Oned Larbo, I'm hoping that's how you pronounce it. I hope this is helpful for you. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun, and remember, if it sounds good, it is good. Peace.